What's going on, combat sports fans? Welcome to Joe's Madness. If you're new to the channel and have a passion for combat sports, punch that subscribe button into submission. And if you enjoy our UFC Fight Night 109 prediction for Volkan Oezdemir versus Misha Cirkunov, make sure to slap that like button like a pimp like you mean it, and share the video with your family and friends, and let us know what you think down below in the comments section, positive or negative, what you think about our prediction, and if you enjoyed this video or not. So we have Volkan versus Misha, and what is going to be a hell of an awesome fight that I am extremely looking forward to. I couldn't believe it that there was a moment the UFC hadn't had Misha under contract, and that took him out of the rankings, and then they signed him back, they get him signed, and then they put him back in, and he climbs his way up, and then he's ranked number 7. Well, Volkan is ranked number 5. Personally, I think Misha should be ranked number 4, but hey, whatever. We'll not get into all that. As we know, not everybody, but the UFC actually doesn't make the rankings. It's a bunch of people submit who they think, I believe, and then the UFC does or something. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Like, I know the press, they put in who they think the rankings should be and whatnot, and then I think they look at it all, and then they make decisions, vote on stuff or something. I don't know. But anyways, I know some about it, but not everything about the whole process of the rankings. But it's very interesting. But anyways, Misha is 13-2, which is really impressive, as Volkan is 13-1 in his pro MMA career. He's from Switzerland, and Misha is from Latvia, I believe is how you say it. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what it says there. So, let's get to the prediction and then some more information. I am going to be going with Misha Cirkunov to win this one by submission in the second round over Volkan Oezdemir. I have a feeling that, I feel like that Misha could end up submitting him in the first round, but I feel that the first round's be going to be a really fun round, and then in between rounds, Misha's going to make the adjustments he needs to take Volkan down and end up submitting him on the ground somewhere. It is possible he could knock him out by KO TKO, but I believe he's going to do it by submission, as Misha has got 7 wins by submission, 4 by KO TKO, 2 victories by decision. His losses come by submission. He's never been KO TKO'd, and he's never lost when it's gone to the judges. He is on an impressive win streak right now that is 8 fights long, I believe. I could be counting my math wrong. It's an 8 or 9 fight win streak. Pretty sure it's an 8 fight win streak from what it's 8 fight win streak. And how that 8 fight win streak started was 2013 with an armbar, followed up that win with a triangle choke. The next win was a TKO, an armbar after that, a KO next, and then a neck crank. And then there was a neck crank, an arm triangle choke, and then a guillotine choke. So his UFC debut, he wins by KO at UFC Fight Night 74 over Daniel Jolly. Then he wins his second UFC fight at UFC Fight Night 82 by neck crank over Alex Nicholson, who's fighting on the same card. Then he defeated Ion Chulaba at UFC Fight Night 89 by arm triangle choke. And I'm a fan of Ion Chulaba. I want to see him fight again. Nikita Krylov, he beat him at UFC 206 by guillotine choke submission. I have a prediction up on that fight. I believe I have a review or commentary or reenactment on that one as well. So you can check out my prediction that I did on UFC 206 with Misha Cirkunov versus Nikita Krylov, and I got that 100% correct from what I recall. Now, his loss before this 8-fight win streak was by a heel hook in the first round. His first loss was an armbar in 2010, but he did win his pro debut by TKO in the first round. Well, actually, he should have another TKO there because it says submission punches in his third fight. So he actually should have 1 less submission. It should be 5 KO TKOs and 6 submission victories. This guy has all types of submissions up his sleeve. He has a duffel bag of them, and it's going to be very interesting to see if Volkan Oezdemir can handle it and stay in the fight and win by KO, TKO, or by decision, as Volkan has got 9 wins by KO, TKO, 1 by submission, 3 by decision. His lone loss comes by way of submission, so he's never lost by KO, TKO, or by decision, and that submission loss was by Kelly Anderson at Bellator 115 by a neck crank, and he bounced off of that one with the TKO victory, a unanimous decision, and then he comes to the UFC, fights OSP Open St. Peru on short notice, and defeats him by split decision at UFC Fight Night 104. For him, he has gotten a whole lot of TKOs by the first round. The submission victory he has is at 2012 Kimura. So will he be able to hang with the brute beast, the Misha Cirkunov, a guy who I think is relentless, a guy who could easily soon be, within a year, be the #1 contender and new light heavyweight champion of the UFC. I believe this guy has got a UFC championship written in his futures in the stars and the galaxy. I believe this man can become a future UFC light heavyweight champion. Whether it be Jimmy Manuel, whether it be John Jones, whether it be Daniel Cormier, I believe this guy will be able to stop them all. Leave me a comment with your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to take a moment to slap that like button like a pimp like you mean it. Share the video with your family and friends, and make sure to punch that subscribe button into submission if you have not subscribed yet to Joe's Madness. Thanks for watching. Combat sports is awesome, and you guys are amazing.